50% of Filipino families consider themselves poor, according to the latest survey by social weather stations. The percentage of families rating themselves as mahirap or poor dropped to 50%, down from 55% recorded in an earlier poll. SWS estimated that around 14.1 million Filipino families considered themselves poor as of late April 2025, a decrease from nearly 16 million. Meanwhile, 8% of Filipino families considered themselves borderline poor, and 42% said they were not poor. The survey was conducted from April 23 to 28, 2025 among 1,500 Filipino adult respondents nationwide.
Now let's get some insights from the Social Welfare Department.
Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao is now joining us on the line. Sec, thank you for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Diego and Angela. Good morning to all your televiewers, and thank you so much for having us this morning.
Of course. But do you attribute the decrease in self-rated poverty to DSWD's initiatives, and what are these initiatives?
Well, of course, we welcome the latest SWS survey. The result of that, the decline or the decrease in the reduction in poverty incidence is greatly attributed to the anti-poverty programs being implemented by the department. We could say that programs such as the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program is in the right track. It's gaining traction, so to speak. And likewise, the other interventions and programs of the department are also proving to be effective. One of which is our disaster response efforts. You know, the Philippines is #1 in the World Risk Index. So, and we are all aware that disasters exacerbate the conditions of the poor, the marginalized, and the vulnerable. So, with our immediate, the prompt and the sufficient disaster response efforts, we can say that we are able to protect the poor population and ensure that their level of well-being do not go beyond or below further. Na hindi sila lalong humirap because of the disasters or emergencies that they are experiencing. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, yung yung poverty alleviation programs of the government, such as the Pantawid Pamilyang program, the Walang Putong, the Sustainable Livelihood Program, the Kalahisits, and so many other programs that we are implementing in collaboration with other government agencies are really showing that it's gaining traction.
Well, you were saying that disaster is one event that contributes greatly, to people feeling that they are poor or gives them a hardship, no? But what other things do you see from the DSWD perspective that needs to be addressed to continue the improvement of the lives of Filipinos?
Well, of course, like any other programs, there are certain challenges that we are experiencing in its implementation. As I've mentioned earlier, disasters really affect the well-being of our poor beneficiaries. It actually exacerbates poverty. So we see these challenges as opportunities to improve on how we deliver our programs, ensure that service delivery is more effective and more efficient. That is why the department implemented also the Buong Bansa Handa strategy or project to ensure that the disaster response is more expeditious, more prompt, and more sufficient, or our supplies are adequate and could easily be accessed by our disaster-affected populations. Another challenge, of course, but we see this as an opportunity again, is making sure that we are able to coordinate properly and effectively with our local counterparts, because we believe that coordination with partners is an effective mechanism to really make sure that services are delivered promptly to our fellow Filipinos in need.
Looking at the survey right now, makikita pa rin po natin na mataas pa rin ang poverty rate sa area po ng Visayas and Mindanao. And while we recognize the efforts of DSWD, ano pa po bang ginagawa natin to address the regional problems po? Dahil this is not the first time that we are reporting na ito po yung problema ng Visayas and Mindanao.
Of course, sabi nga ni President Marcos Jr. sa DSWD, kinakailangan na ma-ensure natin na aggressive yung ating mga efforts para ma-address natin ang poverty, and then we implement various interventions para hindi mag-slide back to poverty, yung mga kababayan natin whom we are assisting with the various social protection programs of the government. Isa sa mga interventions right now actually to make sure that our poor the poor Filipinos do not slide down back to poverty ay yung mga halimbawa in 40s we have the trabaho para sa mga Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino program beneficiaries who are exiting from the program. So we make sure that we conduct nationwide jobs fairs. This is in collaboration with the DOLE and the LGUs, so that we could provide better opportunities for them as they exit from the program and masustain yung investments of the government. Likewise, we have also strengthened yung monitoring ng mga beneficiaries natin. This is now being done in coordination with the respective local government units. Yung mga post-services interventions na ginagawa natin, kasama na din dyan yung provision ng Sustainable Livelihood Program. It's not just merely providing this assistance or interventions, but making sure that our partners from the ground monitor its implementation. So that again, we make sure that the investments that we have initiated are sustained, and that the improvement in the level of well-being of our beneficiaries are monitored and tracked by our partners on the ground.
Kaakibat po ng sabi natin ng pagiging mahirap ay yung, of course, yung mahirap din na pagbili ng mga pagkain, let alone yung mga masusustansyang pagkain. So what are we doing as well to address malnutrition, especially among the children, when in fact there are studies that's been going on years pa saying na 95 children die per day, due to malnutrition? Actually, here in the Philippines,
President Marcos Jr. instructed the departments to address the problem on hunger and malnutrition. That is why the DSWD came up with the Walang Gutom program, or the food stamps program, to provide and assist our poor beneficiaries who are experiencing involuntary hunger with the necessary interventions through the provision of monthly food credit, so that they could prepare nutritious, delicious, and inexpensive na pagkain. And not only that, we also provide information para matuto yung ating pong mga beneficiaries to prepare yung mura, masustansya at masasarap na pagkain with the limited resources that they have. Kasi it's not merely providing material or financial assistance, it's capacitating and empowering our beneficiaries to enable them na magkaroon ng mas maayos na buhay. So that's one of the interventions, the food stamps program. We also have yung namang Walang Gutom Kitchen, wherein we provide also food assistance to people experiencing involuntary hunger. We also have this partnership with the DOH, yung Philippine Malnutrition Program, wherein the DSWD is focused naman on ensuring na meron tayong mga facilities that could provide nutrition-sensitive interventions. That's under Talaan Feeds. And so many other programs and initiatives, again, to contribute in addressing the problem on hunger and malnutrition. And I would also like to add na sa Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino program, we now have the first 1,000 days grant.
Yeah.
No, so dinagdagan
important.
natin yung cash grants that they are receiving, especially for families or households na merong pregnant women or merong pong mga mothers with children 0 to 2. Because we fully recognize the need to support these individuals or these families para matulungan sila sa pagpapalaki ng kanilang mga anak dahil very critical yung first 1,000 days.
Exactly.
So that's an additional intervention that we are providing under our existing program.
All right. We will continue to get in touch with you regarding this issue. But for the meantime, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, DSWD Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao.
Thank you very much.